taking on Turks and Caicos. Good morning from Alajuela in the central Costa Rican Valley. My name is Alex Heinert. Happy to be with you on Decision Day in Group D. It is set to be a windy affair in the city of Mangoes, with gusty conditions expected to persist throughout. Each of the four sides in Group D have one match remaining, with hosts Costa Rica and Puerto Rico currently sitting atop the standings after a pair of convincing wins over the two teams set to clash here in Game 1 of this doubleheader from Field 2 at the Costa Rica Football Federation complex. With not points through two matches, the British Virgin Islands and Turks and Caicos cannot qualify out of this round-robin qualifying phase, as only the group winners will secure a berth at the 2026 FIFA U17 World Cup, which is set to take place this November in Qatar. That golden ticket will be earned later today, one of 8 on offer during these qualifiers. Despite being unable to progress, there is still much to play for in this contest for these two Caribbean nations. The BVI and Turks and Caicos are both looking for their first goal of the tournament, just as both are aiming to move on from lopsided defeats in the past 6 days here in Central America. To that end, Turks and Caicos have fallen 9-0 and 3-0 in their opening contests, while the British Virgin Islands have lost 12-0 and 26-0, the latter of which doubling as the most lopsided result in the history of this competition. It is with that backdrop that these sides have to pick themselves up from. The team that can do so most effectively will leave Alajuela on a positive note. These two island nations have never faced each other at this age level. Both will certainly be motivated to notch their first points of the competition here at the final time of asking. Both sides have had a couple of days to lick their wounds from defeats on Saturday. Again, the BVI falling 26-0 to Costa Rica 3 days ago. It was 3-0. Turks and Caicos falling to Puerto Rico. They were only down 1-0 at the half in that match and were very much in the contest. Both of these teams trying to finish their time here in Costa Rica on a high note. The British Virgin Islands ranking 22nd in the latest Concacaf U17 rankings. Turks and Caicos 32nd, but playing above that standing thus far. Who will come to the fore here on the final day of Group D? It's the British Virgin Islands and Turks and Caicos set to square off. Kickoff coming up next, right after the playing of both sides' national anthems.
Damas y caballeros, nos ponemos de pie para escuchar las notas del himno nacional de Islas Vírgenes Británicas.
The beauty we devise a plan to retain ownership of the precious.
Turks and Caicos.
BVI going with their territorial anthem, "Oh Beautiful Virgin Islands," to begin. Turks and Caicos opting for the traditional "God Save the King," both of these British overseas territories. Squaring off here. See the passion and the pride. Both of these sets of young men and these U17 qualifiers. Tell them this final match doesn't mean anything after those two losses. As we look at today's starting lineups, first for the home team on the scoreboard, the British Virgin Islands. Felix Percival opting for a back four today ahead of Akeem Patty, who makes his second consecutive start. Patty yet to play the full 90 minutes. More on that when the match kicks off. Richard Arthur, Corey Sebastian, and Miles Penn poised to lead the line in an attacking trident in this 4-3-3. Our match officials today hailing from Honduras, El Salvador, and Suriname. Melvin Daniel Matamoros will be our match referee. He'll have the whistle. Oscar Barrera, Jonathan Galdamez are ARs. Sergio Rosenhout, our fourth official today. You see Samuel Harvey, the Turks and Caicos keeper, wearing the armband today. He'll be met in midfield by Theo Coombs. Two captains have started now all three matches in this competition. Given the wins, and the coin flip takes on a little extra importance here to get things started. BVI will be going left to right in this match. Turks and Caicos from right to left as we look at the 11 for the TCI. Omar Edwards trotting out 5 in the midfield today. Saw Harvey a moment ago, he'll man the 6 once again. The consecutive start for him. Onto his service, Charles and Vieira at the back. Ebrins Preville will be the man in charge of bagging in the goals. Both these sides still looking for their first tally of the competition. Anticipation, expectation high. Sets of players in their respective Caribbean islands trying to have something to take back home with them, a memory, a moment, and potentially 3 points to the good. Some Turks and Caicos in the yellow and blue today. Edwards and company with some big decisions. Essentially started the same 11, with the exception of Alan St-Pierre, who makes his first start today after coming on as a substitute each of the previous two matches. The BVI in the green and yellow today. Everyone in their 11 has started at least one of the two. Andre McSheen, Harlan Stewart, Quinn Casco, Theo Coombs, Richard Arthur have all started both. Speaking of starts, a fast start would be appreciated from both of these sides. Things did not go right from the off for the British Virgin Islands. They conceded 50 seconds in just 3 days ago in that 26-0 defeat to Costa Rica. What can they do here from the start? Off and rolling here in Costa Rica. It is the Turks and Caicos attacking right to left in the yellow. The British Virgin Islands in the green. Great to have you with us wherever you're watching from. Final day in Group D at the Concacaf Men's U17 Qualifiers. This is Alajuela, Costa Rica. just outside of San Jose in the Central Valley. Windy conditions expected throughout, a chance of rain potentially as this match rolls on. It is the dry season, but that does not mean much here in this tropical climate. Turks and Caicos with the early possession. Idlin Gardner forced back. Jefferson Charles, one of the center backs for this side. I mentioned again the tough start on Saturday for Turks and Caicos. 1 goal in the opening minute. They would proceed to concede 17 before the half. Akeem Patty started that match. He gave up 15 goals in the opening 45 before having to be subbed off due to injury. His backup allowed 2 more before the interval in stoppage time, and then he just continued to pour in 9 goals in the second half. The 17, by the way, they conceded the most ever in the history of this competition in a single half. Again, 26 the most, period. Lopsided loss ever in U17 qualifying, both men's or women's for Concacaf. That is the result. They're trying to get behind them, BVI, here today. Turks and Caicos, meanwhile, lost 9-0 to that Costa Rican side back on Thursday. They bounced back with just a 3-0 defeat against Puerto Rico on Saturday, a match in which they were very much in until the final embers. A couple of goals late, making the scoreline a little more comfortable. This early free kick sent in by Gardner. Tracked down there by Jordan Dane. His cross, though, only goes out for a goal kick. Better, though, from Turks and Caicos in the early stages, just trying to get a ball forward, something into a dangerous area. Here's Akeem Patty. He did not start the opener against Puerto Rico. That was Morris Mack, but the British Virgin Islands #1 was sent off with a straight red in the 67th minute in that match for a foul in the box. Patty had to come on midway through that contest and played the final half hour. It is Turks and Caicos on the attack, and they will earn a corner here in the 4th minute. Good effort down that left wing by Juwan Exelis. So TCI getting set to send one in. The wind swirling very much at the back right now of Exelis. Into a dangerous area. Sent forward and in! First goal of the tournament for Turks and Caicos. It's Jordan Dane off the corner. Just 4 minutes in, TCI get their reward. Good ball from Exelis in a dangerous area. It took a deflection off of Carlin Stewart, and there was Dane, the #9 for Turks and Caicos, with the quick reaction. And the celebrations, you can see what that goal meant to him, to his teammates. Their first goal here in Costa Rica. It gives this early 1-0 advantage to TCI. Jordan Dane, who plays for Cheshire Hall FC, one of 5 Cheshire players in the starting 11 today for Omar Edwards. 6 in total on the roster. Edwin Garland, the backup keeper, also a part of that club. So Jordan Dane, quickest to react off the deflection from the corner. Able to sneak that ball past the near post of Akeem Patty. It is Turks and Caicos with the early advantage. How do the British Virgin Islands respond now? Another goal conceded in this tournament, their 39th allowed, and it's another early one. Melvin Daniel Matamoros blowing the whistle. Early ball forward from the BVI, rolls all the way to Samuel Harvey. Turks and Caicos consents to play out from the back in no rush to get it upfields. There's Exelis now. It was his cross that created the chaos in the box, which led to the Dane goal. There's Kenroy William, member of this young BVI side. That ball will be collected and kept in play just in front of the touchline. Cross coming in. That was Coombs, the captain. Dane in the area, along with Scott Kamalapate. Early ball collected by Exelis, but the flag is up. Jawan Exelis just drifting into an offside position. You can hear the wind. Again, it is howling, blowing from really the bottom of your screen, from where the benches are, to the far side of the fields. It is expected to be like this throughout. It's good defending there by the back line of Turks and Caicos. Jeremiah Service doing the shielding. Corey Sebastian was trying to get behind him, but tugged on the shirt. Both of these teams finished 4th in their 5-team group 1 year ago. Both are trying not to finish 4th this time around. Looking back at 2025, the British Virgin Islands with a win, a draw, and 2 defeats. They got the better of St. Martin before losing to Trinidad and Tobago and Costa Rica. That was just a 5-0 loss to the Costa Ricans. Much different storyline this year. The draw coming to Guyana on the final match day a season ago. Turks and Caicos 4th in a 5-team group that featured Canada, Anguilla, Curacao, and Bermuda. Here's the ball in. This is Coombs attacking. Not quite cleared yet. Now Turks and Caicos able to get it near midfield. Here comes BVI once again. Now ball intercepted by the team in yellow. On this near touchline, it's Jawan Exelis again. Spotting the run of Kamalapate, but closed off in the end by Mark Tan. Tan, who started the match against Puerto Rico, did not feature in the game against Costa Rica. It'll be a throw for Turks and Caicos. They've got the early advantage. As we approach the 10th minutes. Jordan Dane's 4th-minute goal off the corner, the difference between these two. Good service towards the top of the box. The run through. And there's the Winds coming to the fore, pushing that all the way out to touch. It's good effort there by Turks and Caicos, but it'll be a throw. About 500 miles of Caribbean Sea separates the BVI and Turks and Caicos. Turks and Caicos located north of the Dominican Republic on the island of Hispaniola. BVI is located to the east of Puerto Rico. The British Virgin Islands had to travel about 1,500 miles to get to Alajuela, while it's 1,100 to the CRC from Turks and Caicos. Both their distance to travel, they will have had, I'd expect, a great time despite the results here in Central America. Again, a beautiful place to come. Now a chance to make some more memories on the pitch. This is Gardner, lashing at that just a bit from a long ways out. Idlin Gardner, the number 10. One to watch for Turks and Caicos today. There's Akeem Patty, just needing help with the shoelace. Felix Percival, the head coach of the British Virgin Islands, providing some instruction. There's Omar Edwards on the opposite side. The notebook out already. From open play so far, both sides have defended well. Just that set piece has proven to be BVI's downfall to this point, but plenty of match left. Here comes the team in green forward. It's the British Virgin Islands. Richard Arthur. Coombs. Blocked on the way to goal. Jefferson Charles in the right spot to prevent that shot from Coombs to get on target. Jaden Montelis, the left back. Exelis, the early ball in the direction of Kamalapate, headed off. The defending by Tan. Preble able to keep it alive, but only for a moment. British Virgin Islands will send this ball forward. Effort again by Corey Sebastian, but it comes to naught. This ball will stay in play thanks to the efforts of Samuel Harvey. Oh, good pressing here. British Virgin Islands nearly winning that ball off the feet of the goal scorer, Jordan Dane. Joan Exelis again, little 1-2 with Dane. Now forced to retreat. That's Coombs once again. Number 8 in green, solid in midfield so far. We've seen him have a couple of runs forward. Steady at the back as well. First ever meeting between these two sides at this level. So far it's going the way of Turks and Caicos. Fighting for possession once again. It'll be BVI though carrying forward. That's Quinn Pascoe. Tried to connect with Richard Arthur. It'll roll out to touch. Throw for British Virgin Islands. Arthur and Montelis. That'll be a good battle to watch here on this near touch line as Coombs sends a dangerous ball in. Popped up by the Turks and Caicos defense. Coombs gets back on it. Good control by Theo Coombs. Another shot from a long ways out that Samuel Harvey was always behind. Coombs trying to assert his will over this contest. Through the opening 13 minutes, possession very much in favor of Turks and Caicos, almost 77%. The British Virgin Islands with had a lot of chances with the ball at their feet. They've done most of the defending so far. Bright idea that time. Well read by Akeem Patty. A couple of yellow shirts were interested in that. Kamalapate coming over from midfields. Patty was always going to get there first, though. His distribution popped up by Service. BVI throw on the way. From the British Virgin Islands once again. This is Miles Penn in a battle with Lucas Vieira. Now Pierre helping out. Foul whistle. Turks and Caicos were hoping for one as Jordan Dane had gone down with 2 green shirts around him. A good call here, a trip from Coombs from behind. Sebastian might have caught him as well. Bit of a 2-for-1 on the foul. That's good composure on the ball on this near side from Jeremiah Service. Ball went back, however, by the British Virgin Islands. Dane picking the pockets of the BVI attacker. Look at the high line being played by the British Virgin Islands. Again, aggressive, trying to win the ball back in midfield, give their attack a chance. Jeremiah Service whistled here for the foul. A little bit high there on the boot, it looked like, as Arthur was trying to skip away. Quinn Pascoe will be able to step forward potentially send something dangerous into the box.
Number three.
Montelis and Exelis directed to back up a bit. Just a little too close that time. Smart though from Turks and Caicos, allowing Harvey the opportunity to set the wall up, get everybody in position. Pasco unable to take that free kick quickly. Here's the whistle. Quinn Pasco doesn't beat the first man. And now the tug on the shirts. That was Arthur pulling over Idlin Gardner. So the chance goes begging here for the BVI as they trail. Look at the foul again. You see Arthur just hanging on to that right arm of the number 10. Jordan Dane's goal for Turks and Caicos, back in the 4th minute from a corner. The difference between these two sides, a little over a quarter of an hour gone here in Alajuela. Final match day here in Group D. This is the first of many over the course of today. Number of groups set to be decided. Remember, 8 group winners will make their way to Qatar this November for the FIFA U17 Men's World Cup. The first group to be decided will be Group E, the USA playing the Dominican Republic. That match getting set to begin at 1 o'clock Eastern. Those games being played in Kingstown in Jamaica. Both the US and the Dominican Republic perfect so far on 6 points, 2 wins out of 2 over St. Kitts and Nevis and St. Vincent and the Grenadines apiece. The US does have the goal difference advantage, so a draw or a win would send the Americans back to the Club World Cup. They were, of course, there a year ago, many times over representing Concacaf. The Group D decider coming up at 3 o'clock Eastern from here in Alajuela, Costa Rica versus Puerto Rico. Costa Rica currently in the catbird seat with that massive goal difference advantage of, well, a lot to a little. Let's just say that. I believe the official number is plus 35. Puerto Rico a plus 15. So again, a win or a draw would do for the Ticos, where Puerto Rico need to win to punch their first ticket to the Club World Cup. Group B will also be decided later today from Panama City. It's Panama against Nicaragua. Panama, the team with the superior goal difference, as the British Virgin Islands now take over. An attempt from distance, always sailing wide. Better though from the BVI to pick up the ball in a dangerous area on the press. Akori Sebastian. Good pressure there from the British Virgin Islands. And if it comes to nothing, just a warning shot for the Turks and Caicos. A reminder of the threat the team in green pose here today. That's good help from Kamalapate to win that 50-50 challenge across to Exelis. And now Montelis all the way back. The team in yellow out in front. Turks and Caicos with that early goal. Trying to build on the advantage through Gardner. Coombs forcing the turnover right to Pasco. Alan St. Pierre battling with Dane. And this will be a throw for Turks and Caicos on the far touchline. Joan Exelis again. Back and forth with Jaden Montelis. Turks and Caicos continuing to have the vast majority of the possession. Now up to 78%. Oh, and this shot is in! Out of nothing, the British Virgin Islands equalize in the 21st minute. Corey Sebastian for BVI, their first goal of the competition, and we are all knotted at one apiece. Look at Sebastian, alert to the danger. That square ball was never going to make it to Jeremiah's service. Samuel Harvey was out of his goal. Sebastian able to take full advantage. Corey Sebastian for the British Virgin Islands, bringing the BVI back level 20 minutes into this contest. We saw just a little bit ago pressure from the BVI, the Turks and Caicos, able to elude it, but maybe just a bit too casual on previous occasions where they were not punished for it. This time, a different story. Sebastian, who started the game against Costa Rica, did not play against Puerto Rico on the opening match day. Able to prove his worth. That's a goal just built solely on desire and good soccer sense, reading the game, understanding where the ball was going to come from, as Harvey sends this all the way to his opposite number, Patty, who gets fouled in the act of claiming that ball. Well, a twist in the plot here midway through. Turks and Caicos had completed 85% of their passes. They have 4 times as many as the British Virgin Islands. I mentioned that massive discrepancy in possession, but it is the BVI striking back in the 21st minute. They're able to cancel out the opener from Jordan Dane and Turks and Caicos, and we're back where we started now with both of these sides level. Just about halfway through this opening half here from Alajuela. Field 2 with the Costa Rica Football Federation complex. More good pressure from the British Virgin Islands. This results in a foul, though. Richard Arthur leaving one on Jaden Montelis. Not for the first time those two have met eye to eye in this opening half. You saw the disappointment on the captain Harvey's face when that ball went in. He was trying to offer himself as an outlet. His service nearly putting the BVI under pressure again. It'll be a corner kick. That was Tan coming to the rescue. It's a couple times now that Samuel Harvey has sent a dangerous ball forward. Turks and Caicos scored from a corner in the 4th minute. It was Juan Exelis on the service, and here he is again. Melvin Daniel Matamoros, though, electing to stop play for a moment and just have a quick conversation with a couple players in yellow. Luvens Prevel, one of the young men who caught the ire of our Honduras referee. Here is Exelis. Another good ball headed forward and just missing the far post. Jaden Montelis had the attempt. Did not miss by much. That's 2 good balls sent in by Exelis on those corner kicks with a strong wind blowing at his back. The sun now dipping behind the clouds here in Alajuela. Rain expected at some point today. See if it occurs over these 90 minutes as that goal kick gets caught up in the wind, helped along by Kenroy William. Now Gardner, pressured by Coombs and taken down by Theo Coombs. Just a little tug of the shirt that time by the BVI captain. Idlin Gardner, just inside the center circle. Electing to play this back. Now we'll get a little closer and try for goal. Shot was blocked. Look at the backspin on that, nearly allowing the BVI an opportunity. And it still might. There's the goal scorer, Sebastian. It's well done by Charles. Ball off of Charles last, though. A throw for the British Virgin Islands. A quick restart. Trying to catch Turks and Caicos unawares, but Harvey and company ready. There's that long throw once again. Harvey's service has been good. Axelis tried the early ball in the direction of Preble. Intercepted there. This is Tan. And now the flag does go up. Arthur was in, but illegally so. Intelligent ball from Mark Tan and a good run from Arthur. If that timing can be a little bit better, British Virgin Islands might be in business once again. Still 1-1 though, 27th minute here in Halahuela. More pressing. Goal kick knocked down. Turks and Caicos living a little dangerously back there. That ball intercepted by Coombs. Here's Penn. I believe Coombs was able to keep the whole of that ball in the field of play. Not for lack of trying. It'll be a throw, though, for Lucas Vera and Turks and Caicos. They have been very wedded to playing out from the back, outside of a couple of long kicks forward from Harvey. They proved their undoing some 6 minutes ago and nearly did so again. Harvey this time not standing on ceremony. The long punt forward. Here's Dane. Gardner. Axelis able to maintain that. That was a good first touch. The wind swirling here in Alajuela. Difficult conditions. Temperatures in the 70s. Comfortable day here in February in the Costa Rican Valley, but again, the gusts that are blowing, see from the bottom of your screen to the top, playing havoc on some of these long balls. Here is one that also hangs up in the air and bounces right into the waiting arms of Patty. Arthur. Good closing down by Axelis, and they win the ball through Kamalapate. Oh, nice move to get by one. Scott Kamalapate, a bouncing shot that Patty is able to hang on to. Good individual effort, though, from the number 6 in midfield. Tan might have gotten a little piece of that along the way to take some of the sting out of the efforts. Coombs guilty of the foul as Dane goes to grounds. Good dummy there by Axelis, and he's fouled by Arthur. Foul starting to mount just a bit for the British Virgin Islands. 6 so far, committed by Felix Percival's side. Both of these managers, I think, will feel good about certain aspects of their team's game in the opening half hour. Certainly the 2 goals. It's got to feel so good to get something on the scoreboard as this free kick will be forced to be retaken. Tan a little robust in the shove on Jaden Montelis at the top of the box. Set pieces have been good for Turks and Caicos today. This one from a long ways out. Idlin Gardner once again standing over this. Punched away by Patty. Patty, though, fouls. The goalkeeper, very much a protected species. Keep Patty having the right to get to that ball. He did get a good punch on it despite all the bodies in front of him. You see there, that's Leuven's Preble getting the arm up. Patty once again requiring assistance. Carlin Stewart coming to the rescue. As a goalkeeper, again, if you've got a shoe issue, an equipment issue, you don't really want to go through the process of taking off the gloves, fixing what's going on with your equipment, then strapping them back on. If you can help it. He does have help, of course, in that area. We've played a half hour here in Alajuela. 1-1 our score. Turks and Caicos with the early goal from a corner scored by Jordan Dane. Good service from Juwan Exelis. Took a fortunate bounce off the leg of Carlin Stewart, and Dane was there to slot home. The BVI answering back, though, in the 21st. Akori Sebastian. That shot by Coombs was on the mark as well. Another good save by Harvey. This time his goal throw right to the feet of Exelis. Turks and Caicos able to recover, but just for a moment. More pressure here, but now the foul is committed. That was Sebastian, the BVI goal scorer. They have not done it through the build-up. British Virgin Islands, it's been the press that's provided them opportunity. Kenroy William launching this ball forward into the winds. Another throw for the BVI. Both of these sides unable to progress from Group D. Only the group winners will move on. That'll be either Puerto Rico or Costa Rica. But still, a lot of pride, a lot to play for here. That's good shielding by Dane. And the foul will go against Sebastian. Actually against Bajai this time, number 14. That's Jaheem Bajai doing everything he can to try and keep that ball in play. The long ball that the BVI have to deal with and do so effectively. Coombs with time and space in midfield. Another early ball for Bajai. Harvey able to read this bounce well. Get it rolling again for Turks and Caicos. Exelis able to slither past William. Juwan Exelis just in front of the byline, cutting back and serving one in. Headed right into the turf. Coombs away, back to midfield. And right in the feet of Sebastian. Bajai fighting for it. Dane able to control. Pasco in the way. Dane can send this ball to the far side, but it'll only roll out to touch despite the efforts of Alan St-Pierre. Both teams very much up for this. Great effort, great energy today in the opening half hour. From a neutral's perspective, you must say great to see both on the score sheet after the difficulties each have had in their first two matches, held scoreless in their respective games against Costa Rica and Puerto Rico. Both will want to win this, though, and it is Turks and Caicos finally repelled by the BVI at the back. And it leads to this. Flag will stay down. That's a, for a moment it looked like, oh, now the flag does go up. Sebastian looked like he was taken down there. But again, the offside call had already been made. Corey Sebastian and Jaheem Bajai putting pressure on this Turks and Caicos back line. Kamalapate weaving his way towards the corner flag. Kamalapate's cross popped up by Tan. Almost collected at the top of the box. Now it's Dane. The lead for Gardner. Blocked by Tan. Idle and Gardner battling forward and committing the foul against Arthur. build up there from Turks and Caicos. Excellent work from Exilus down that left wing. Kamalapate making a couple of BVI defenders miss. 10 minutes to go, plus stoppages before the halftime interval here in Alajuela. 1-1 here in Group D. Final match for both the British Virgin Islands and the Turks and Caicos. Jordan Dane and Corey Sebastian, the goal scorers. Here's Coombs in midfield, flicking it forward. Theo Coombs. That ball will run. Arthur able to get there. Could not do much with it. Good defending at the back. Not a lot of green jerseys in the area for Richard Arthur to aim for. Jaden Montelis doing the defensive duties. Akeem Patty on the opposite end of the pitch, and some discomfort here in the 37th minute. Play halted by Melvin Daniel Matamoros. He did go off with an injury in the BVI's last match after 45 minutes. Patty's played well thus far. The only time he's been beaten was on a shot that he really couldn't do much about. Off that corner kick, took a deflection, fell right at the feet of Dane, and his first time finish eluded Patty at the near post. Krajani Prevost getting warmed up on the sidelines just in case. Omar Edwards and company providing instruction with halftime looming. A shake of the head from Patty. That doesn't look good. Again, Patty was not the match day one starter. That was Morris Mack, who was sent off with the red card in the 67th minute against Puerto Rico. Patty came on, finished that match, started the next one, but only lasted 45 minutes. Prevost had to come on just before halftime. We'll see if history repeats itself here. Akeem Patty looks awfully frustrated and disappointed. It feels like perhaps his day is done. And there is the substitution. Krajani Prevost will come on, replacing Akeem Patty here in the 39th minutes. So for the second match running, Prevost forced off the bench. In that match against Costa Rica, when Patty went down injured, Prevost was on the pitch for just moments before Costa Rica scored again. That was their 16th goal of the day. They would get one more before halftime, and they would just continue to score in the second half. Prevost did force a Costa Rican penalty miss in second half stoppage time. Perhaps the one bright spot in a game that was otherwise difficult to watch from a British Virgin Islands perspective. Might be Prevost under pressure here early. Repelled in the ends by this BVI back line. Gardner in midfield here in the 40th. And there's Patty again, just a distraught figure on the bench. You certainly feel for him. You come all this way. Not able to complete the full 90 in any of the three matches here in Alajuela. And despite this disappointment, you know it's been, when he looks back on it, a special experience to get to come represent your country here on foreign soil. Here's the BVI with Miles Penn. His ball was not deflected. It'll be a throw for Turks and Caicos, who led for 17 minutes in this contest. You see some of the numbers. Possession still very much in favor of Turks and Caicos. It is the BVI, though, with a couple of additional shots on target. Samuel Harvey with 2 saves in this match. This will bounce around. That's Kamalapate fouling Coombs. Theo Coombs has been the guilty party more often than not in those 50-50 duels, but Kamalapate with the shirt pull here. Melvin Daniel Matamoros with a good look at that, standing just feet away. Good positioning from the Honduran referee. The wind continuing to howl here in Alajuela. Turks and Caicos looking for the go-ahead tally for the second time. Another ball will bounce to the top of the box. Gardner flicking it forward. Good reaction from Prevost. His first moment to step up for his nation. Here's Dane in midfield. A little too aggressive from Bajai that time. Oh, a chance now falling. This is Kamalapate, and it's 2-1. Scott Kamalapate for Turks and Caicos. They restore their advantage just before halftime. It was a good ball from Gardner. It's a lovely touch right out of the feet of Joan Exelis. His second assist of this half, and a composed left-footed finish from Scott Kamalapate. Nothing that Kirjani Prevost could do about that. He tried to be aggressive. Kamalapate looked him off and fired into the corner. And for the second time in this first half, it is Turks and Caicos with the edge. Scott Kamalapate and Jordan Dane now on the score sheet for Turks and Caicos Islands. For the BVI, they've got to do it all over again. I love the layoff from Exelis. Put it in the perfect spot for Kamalapate to do something with it. And the Turks and Caicos midfielder did not err from that position. Here's the BVI now, right back at the other end. Harvey challenging. Samuel Harvey had to get that right. Jaheim Bajai was inside the 18-yard box with the ball nearly at his feet, and the Turks and Caicos captain there to the rescue as we click into the 45th minute. 1 minute plus stoppages of the opening 45 remaining. Here at the BVI once again, a 2-on-1 chance. Lovely flick across, Bajai cutting back. Dane helping out. Arthur. Bajai forced out wide. Jaheim Bajai tried to get it to Coombs. Turks and Caicos happy to clear. And perhaps the counter on now. Lovely Cruyff turn from Exelis. Kamalapate, that had to be a perfect challenge from Kenroy William, and it was. Turks and Caicos nearly in on the counter. BVI defenders, though, stepping up. Great attempt by William. 3 minutes of stoppages in this first half. British Virgin Islands responding well after conceding for a second time in this opening half. Alan St. Pierre, though, called for the foul just outside the box. If you are Felix Percival, that's what you want from your side. No heads down, no shoulders slumping. right back on the attack, trying to equalize once again. It's a clash of heads there. Not spotted by Melvin Daniel Matamoros. That was Exelis that clattered into the back of Mark Tan, and now play will be stopped to get a head injury here. Nothing intentional, of course. Juwan Exelis just going up for that ball. You see Tan coming across. Good show of sportsmanship between those two. And that's sore right in the back of the head. You know, for Exelis, he just needs a moment. Midway through the 3 minutes of first half stoppage time in Alajuela. British Virgin Islands and Turks and Caicos battling for points here on the final match day in Group D here at the Concacaf Men's U17 Qualifiers. Shots even right now on frame at 3 apiece. Possession still 74% in favor of the team in yellow. Turks and Caicos with the vast majority of the ball. They're completing almost 80% of their passes. Still almost 3 times as many passes attempted as the British Virgin Islands. BVI, though, have done well with the press. They've been aggressive, chasing lost causes, trying to make sure that it is not easy for Turks and Caicos to get out. It'll be a drop ball for Turks and Caicos. Bajai and Coombs before him, both trying to advance. You can hear Turks and Caicos' bench, Omar Edwards, imploring Jaden just keep the ball, but tries to go forward. Bajai putting him under pressure. Jaheem Bajai almost winning this. Advantage being played. Turks and Caicos. Oh, and now, oh, watch out here in stoppage time. Yellow card's gonna come out. That's Arthur. Sorry, Richard Arthur just a little too fired up that time. And the captain, Samuel Harvey, coming over. He and Jaden Montelis got all tangled up, and both will be shown yellow. First cards issued by Melvin Daniel Matamoros. So I think Montelis had a word or two to say to Arthur, and Richard Arthur didn't take kindly to that. We played the 3 minutes of stoppages in this first half. We'll play just a bit more, though, after the injury and then this altercation. Or perhaps we won't. The halftime whistle blows. We will go to the break with the Turks and Caicos up by 1 goal, 2 goals to 1 in favor of the squad in green, or in yellow, excuse me, today. The squad in green able to equalize on 21 minutes. Jordan Gain got the scoring started off a corner kick in the 4th. Akori Sebastian leveled the score in the 21st. Scott Kamalapate, though, in the 43rd off a nice feed from Juwan Exelis at the top of the box, able to slot home to lift Turks and Caicos back in front. Our score after 45 minutes here in Alajuela, it is Turks and Caicos 2, British Virgin Islands 1. Halftime highlights and scores coming your way next. Halftime here in Alajuela. It is the Turks and Caicos and the British Virgin Islands. A windy day in the central Costa Rican valley. Both of these sides trying to end their time at the Concacaf men's U17 qualifiers on a high note. And early on, it was Turks and Caicos able to strike first. In the 4th minute, Jordan Dane able to react quickly off this corner kick. The ball pinging off Carlin Stewart right into the path of the number 9. Good finish there from a tight angle. First goal of the competition for Turks and Caicos. That made it 1-0. The BVI would push as this first half went along. A couple of long shots, not really testing Samuel Harvey. They had their best opportunities when they were pressing, trying to create something off the counter. Sebastian Okori, perhaps a sign of things to come. We'd hear from him right about now. Just a pass that was under hit, wind blowing it back into the path. And Okori Sebastian was able to smash one home from there. Harvey actually got a fingertip to it, but it is Okori Sebastian and the British Virgin Islands able to level things up 21 minutes on. Turks and Caicos would try and push to get back in front. Some good looks off set pieces. Some nice individual skill. Scott Camalapate creating a chance out of nothing on this occasion, cutting back on his right foot. Good save by Akeem Patty. Patty would be forced off a little later on in this half, though. This might have been part of it. He got fouled here on this free kick. I saw when the physio came on to check on him, they were looking at that chest area, that right arm. Turks and Caicos, again, creating more and more as the half went along. Not so much on this occasion, but dangerous crosses from good areas. And then eventually, they would find the go-ahead goal. Lovely layoff from Juwan Exelis. Finished expertly by Scott Camalapate. Low and hard with that left foot beyond the substitute goalkeeper, Kirjani Prevost. 2-1 at that point on the 43rd minute. And that would be our score as we headed into the half. A couple of yellow cards right at the end of the 45. Montelis and Arthur both carded at the break. As you would expect based on that first 45, it is Turks and Caicos with nearly 3/4 of the ball, +3 in terms of shots. Level on shots on target, though. 14 fouls from the British Virgin Islands committed. 1 or 2 out of frustration, although the BVI were very much in this match and they still have 45 minutes to rectify the situation. Turks and Caicos will look to continue to press their advantage with that possession and that time in the opposition half. We'll see if the BVI can keep them at arm's length and perhaps nick one back as they did in the opening 45. Good second half on the way here in Group D. Stay tuned. Second half kick coming up in just moments from Alajuela.
Just about ready to go. There is the whistle. It's all the way through, and there's the finish. We are underway. Concacaf Under-17 qualifiers. Just about ready to go. There is the whistle. It's all the way through, and there's the finish. We are underway. Concacaf Under-17 qualifiers. Just about ready to go. There is the whistle. It's all the way through, and there's the finish. We are underway. Concacaf Under-17 qualifiers. Just about ready to go. There is the whistle. It's all the way through, and there's the finish. We are underway. Concacaf Under-17 qualifiers. Just about ready to go. There is the whistle. It's all the way through, and there's the finish. We are underway. Concacaf Under-17 qualifiers. Just about ready to go. There is the whistle. It's all the way through, and there's the finish. We are underway. Concacaf Under-17 qualifiers. Just about ready to go. There is the whistle.
Turks and Caicos trying to end their time here in Costa Rica with a victory. It is Turks and Caicos with the 2-1 advantage at the inter. Man, you just saw a moment ago number 11, Jawan Exelis for Turks and Caicos with, I would say, the hockey assist on the opening goal. His corner set up Jordan Dane for the opener. Corey Sebastian that had the equalizer. Jaheim Bajai, some good efforts for British Virgin Islands as they pushed to go ahead, but it was Turks and Caicos, Exelis to Kamalapate, scoring in the 43rd to give themselves this slender advantage after the opening 45 minutes. A whole other half of football to come, though, here from Alajuela. Theo Coombs and this British Virgin Islands side, you know, they're going to continue to push on and try and draw back level. For Turks and Caicos, they would love to add to this tally and get themselves out of sight to earn 3 points and give themselves something to take back to the islands, which lies some 1,100 miles away to the east. Carlin Stewart with a couple of good defensive moments in that first half. Ian Kenroy William at the back, a good pair today. And their starting goalkeeper, Akeem Paddy, forced off in the 37th minute. Kurjani Prevost coming on. Prevost, by the way, essentially the third keeper for the BVI in this competition. And Morris Mack suspended for the next 2 matches after seeing a straight red in the opener. Paddy, the number 2, forced off with injury. Now it's Prevost's turn. We'll see if he can keep the BVI in this contest. And here we go, second half underway from Alajuela. The final match for these two sides in Group D. The Group D decider coming up later today on this pitch. Costa Rica versus Puerto Rico. In that contest, Costa Rica needing just a draw to move on to yet another Club World Cup final. Costa Rica, no strangers to that stage. It would be their 12th trip to a U17 World Cup competition. Puerto Rico looking for their first. Again, that match coming up next here from Alajuela. First, though, 45 minutes of this one. Third place on the line here in Group D. If you want to talk about order of finishing, Turks and Caicos need just a draw to secure third spot. They have a sizable advantage over the British Virgin Islands in terms of goal difference. It is Turks and Caicos, though, currently on all 3 points, which would put them firmly in third place. That would be an improvement over their 4th place finish from a year ago, albeit that was in a 5-team group. Same story for the British Virgin Islands, both finishing 4th out of 5 teams in 2025 at the U17 qualifiers. As Miles Penn trying to get it rolling again. Bajai couldn't put it under his spell. Turks and Caicos in possession through Dane, who's opened the scoring today. A long switch of play, finding Exelis on the far side as he tries to cut it back. He's a good dribbler of the ball. It's Coombs, though, winning it off of Leuven's Prevel, among others. The BVI captain. Not bad service. Bajai was in the area. Though too was Samuel Harvey, the Turks and Caicos goalkeeper, who's wearing the captain's armband again today. The wind's continuing to blow here from Alajuela. Here is Turks and Caicos keeping it on the deck this time. Alanson Pierre winning a throw for his side. Lucas Vieira coming up from defense on the restart. Pierre. Vieira. Ball in affected a bit by the press of Sebastian. Away by Carlin Stewart, another throw coming. Vieira's cross blocked. Jordan Dane Maintaining possession. Pierre's ball in the box, it's loose. And this will roll just in front of Prevost. So you touched it last. Looks like a corner has been issued. It will be an opportunity from a set piece for Turks and Caicos, and they'll take it quickly. That's a good slide tackle, but we'll do it again. That's a sore one for Bajai. He was at full stretch, trying to prevent the cross from coming in. It was a fair challenge, but one that has left him on the deck. He will need attention here in the 49th minute. Tough to tell if it was contact with the grounds that's causing the discomfort. That is Dre Prince, who's warming up. Prince started the match on Saturday against Costa Rica for the BVI. Jaheim Bajai, who plays for Panthers Football Club on the islands. Had some bright moments in this match. He and Akori Sebastian working tirelessly, often isolated on the press. Bajai will step off for a moment, so now the British Virgin Islands will have to defend this corner. Down a man. Great opportunity for Turks and Caicos. Something to think about for Felix Percival as this ball comes in. Good, strong header by William. Play was whistled dead anyway. Just off the pitch, you see Bajai still on the field receiving treatments. The British Virgin Islands currently down a man as Bajai is attended to. Now a foul here as Idlin Gardner gets upended. Might have been Quinn Pascoe that time. That was Coombs actually coming over, number 8. Early free kick into the waiting arms of Krajani Provost. Good kick by Prevost again, getting the BVI into at least a promising position. Once again, Turks and Caicos, though, doing the defensive duties. Another turnover in possession. Foul going against Turks and Caicos this time. Richard Arthur winning that free kick off of Prevel. And he will get this right back into the corner. Richard Arthur, Quinn Pascoe, shot was blocked. Dane fouled here by Pascoe, much to his chagrin. Jordan Dane got the goal early. He's wearing the number 9. You might think, oh, this is going to be one of their attacking threats. He has done so much work in midfield, in defense. From this vantage point, it appears he's operating more as a number 6. Felix Percival has not made the change yet. Jaheim Bajai, I do not believe, has returned to the fields. The BVI, though, back in possession, still playing 10v11. Intelligent early ball collected. Oh, Sebastian, though, couldn't get it under his spell. Took an awkward hop at the last moment. Kept it in play, though. Jeremiah Service, however, winning possession back for Turks and Caicos. Good take. And good feet now on top of it. Here is Vieira. Dane. Watched closely by Pascoe. Play it out wide again to Lucas Vieira. His infield ball will bounce and find Mark Tan. Stewart's looking for a green shirt and finds one. And there is Bajai now back on the pitch. Ran into a cul-de-sac that time. Coombs, though, maintaining possession. It's Stewart, knocked over from behind by Preble. Richard Arthur winning a free kick here for the British Virgin Islands. It is Theo Coombs, who will have to wait to take this free kick until after the substitution is made. Xavier Basdel Darval coming on, replacing Alan St. Pierre. Darval started the match against Puerto Rico on Saturday, did not play against Costa Rica. First change made by Turks and Caicos. Harvey able to make that save. See Jaheim Bajai still favoring that left leg. Coombs intercepts the pass from Harvey and tries his luck from distance. Just pulled the shot a bit wide. Not a bad idea, though, from the captain. Here is Dane again, pressured by Bajai. And Bajai forcing the turnover. Here is Miles Penn. Closed down by Dane. Danger not quite gone yet. Now the foul committed. Melvin Daniel Matamoros had a good view of that. Turks and Caicos getting it rolling upfield. 5 in the attack this time. What can they create? Exelis lobbing it forward. This ball will roll just wide. I believe that was Basden Darval, fresh on, who had the attempt. Kamalapate was interested, but just too much pace on it. 10 minutes gone in the second half, as we were after the opening 45. Still 2-1 Turks and Caicos. Dane and Kamalapate for Turks and Caicos with the goals today. Sebastian for the BVI. Both sides came in with 0 goals scored through their opening 2 matches, both finding the back of the net in the first half. It is Turks and Caicos with this 1-goal advantage. BVI, though, have been pushing. It is Turks and Caicos just for a moment coming forward, repelled that time by Stewart again. Bajai. Miles Penn was coming over to help out, and he'll pick up the loose change and to get dumped to the deck by Jefferson Charles. British Virgin Islands looking to take this free kick quickly, and now perhaps they might wait. A lot of shirt pulling going on right before that infraction happens. It is Jaheim Bajai sending in this free kick short. Then we'll get it back from a closer angle. Bajai headed down. Heavy touch from Dane, but he makes it work and gets fouled. Or does he? No, we say play on. Looked like Jordan Dane had won the free kick. Instead, Turks and Caicos forced to continue to advance slowly but surely. That's a long ways to run on the far side. The quick throw in from the British Virgin Islands now popped up. Basden Darval could not keep that in play. And the wind having something to do with that, I would say. Here's Service in a battle over there, one back by the BVI. That's Sebastian. Now Coombs. Playing it down the line. Arthur. Coombs. Oh, headed, but to the wrong side of goal. Bajai, that one eventually rolls out for a goal kick. Better, though, from the British Virgin Islands. Good combination play down that far touchline. Arthur and Coombs combining. Good ball in, but Bajai put himself in a good position. Just could not direct the header goalwards. And still he continues to press the number 14 in green. This will be blown dead for a foul. Gardner sent to grounds. The British Virgin Islands certainly not giving up here as we approach the hour mark. Turks and Caicos trying to get that goal to put this game essentially out of reach. There still will be plenty of time for the BVI to mount another comeback. They've already erased one goal deficit in this match. Bajai's press, the ball goes to Vieira, now into midfield. Kamalapate, Turks and Caicos' latest scorer, can only find Tan. Kamalapate on the pressure. Tan able to maintain possession. And now Penn. Off that feed from DeAndre McSheen. Good idea that time from Bajai. Headed clear. Coombs did not get a touch. It'll be a throw here for the BVI. They continue to look for the equalizing goal. Omar Edwards watching on. This is Kenroy William up from the back. Good shielding and turn from Kamalapate. Coombs giving chase and collecting. Oh, the long-range effort from Penn. You almost can't blame him here. You never know what might happen in these windy conditions. Optimistic, though, to try and score from there. Here's Pasco. Ball poked by Penn. Arthur trying to turn away from trouble. Coombs. A good idea again. Couldn't connect with Sebastian though. On the hour mark here in Alajuela, still 2-1. Through the opening quarter of an hour of the second half, there's been no change to the scoreline. Turks and Caicos pulling in front in the 43rd minute. Scott Kamalapate off the assist from Joan Exelis. That goal, the difference on the afternoon. The British Virgin Islands have had a handful of opportunities. They've had more of the ball in this second half. 3/4 of possession in the first half were skewed in favor of their opponents. Different story here in the seconds. A whistle here as Montelis goes down. Yellow card issued to the captain, Theo Coombs. A bit of a raised boot that time, and yes, caught Montelis right on the top of the foot. No intent there, of course, just a good, aggressive challenge on a 50-50. And it does lead to this free kick. Turks and Caicos have scored from a set piece today. Gardner's ball, not on target. A little too much power, not enough accuracy from Idlin Gardner, who's had a good game today. Prevost able to get it rolling again. That's a dangerous ball from the BVI, intercepted by Kamalapate. Basden Darval. Thank you very much, says Jaheim Bajai, but it's taken right back by Turks and Caicos. There is Stewart, the early ball forward. Oh, Bajai almost able to take advantage of the mistake. Jefferson Charles, though, had a little help from Vieira to prevent the opportunity from falling. Arthur now guilty of the foul on the stamp. Richard Arthur on a yellow card. He and Montelis involved in that coming together after the whistle had blown in the first half. Both carded for their troubles. Coombs has since joined Arthur in Melvin Daniel Matamoros' book for the BVI. The British Virgin Islands again. Looked so much better on the ball. This, by the way, James Tucker, number 3, who was not in the starting 11, but out there at left back now for the British Virgin Islands. I missed that change earlier in this match. Apologies on that, as Penn sees that ball deflected out the touch. That was Charles again coming up from the back 4 to make the defensive play. Coombs here pulled and tugged. Or perhaps he was the one who initiated that contact, as the foul will go against the British Virgin Islands. Well, no matter what, both of these sides can hang their heads high following this final match in their time in Costa Rica, as this long ball deflected by Prevost, kept alive here by Prevel, and eventually swallowed up by the backup netminder. That came off a free kick from their defensive half and nearly posed some problems for the British Virgin Islands. Xavier and Basdel Darval able to keep it alive, and now back on the ball for Turks and Caicos, but that return pass not quite on. It's Prevel getting it rolling again. Leuven's Prevel. Well, they wanted the foul, did the BVI. Prevel kept it alive, and now anywhere will do. Out towards midfields. Here was that chance a few minutes ago. It's a good reaction save. Not sure if Prevost maybe knew a whole lot about it, but instinctually getting an arm up, denying Prevel the chance. 66th minute now from Alajuela. You would say around a half hour to come for the British Virgin Islands to try and pull back level, try and get the goal that would give them a point to leave Costa Rica with. This is, you would say, as far a cry as it gets from the 26-0 they suffered on Saturday. Got to give them a ton of credit, the British Virgin Islands, for bouncing back here today. Under pressure again, though. This is Tan. Coolly done with 2 yellow jerseys right around him. James Tucker unable to connect with Penn this time. Coombs pokes it away, but only as far as Charles. Took a deflection, another throw for Turks and Caicos. Immediate cries for handball off that throw-in. This will be an opportunity, to say the least, for Turks and Caicos. This chance right outside the box. Not sure what happened there for James Tucker. That was a balance check and the arm was in the wrong spot, or if he just lost his cool for a moment, not sure what was behind him. It does now give Idlin Gardner this opportunity to swing something in. His team up by 1, looking for more. Idlin Gardner in the 68th minute for Turks and Caicos. Good ball to the back post, and the wind just letting that carry. Ball kept in. And now it will be a corner. 5th of the match for Turks and Caicos. A sore one here for Kenroy William. He and Jaden Montelis colliding along the byline. Substitutes warming up for the British Virgin Islands as Williams gets set to be checked on. Chance for both sides to get some hydration here in the 69th minute. It's the left wrist of Kenroy William, the BVI central defender, that's being tended to.
Mac, please. What the far post? Yo, somebody there. And man Mac. Chill.
William off for a moment, the corner on the way. Handball going against Turks and Caicos this time. Miles Penn had gone up to head that, and I believe it hit off the hand of Jordan Dane. '70th minutes here from Costa Rica. Group D play in the Concacaf Men's U17 qualifiers. Both of these sides have been eliminated from progression. That honor will go to either Costa Rica or Puerto Rico, a match that will take place on this field shortly after this one expires, as Coombs now drives forward. This is the captain, Theo Coombs. Everything but the finish that time. He has really put in the miles today, Coombs, from midfield. A surging run from the halfway line. Able to skip past Lucas Vieira. Good aggressive goalkeeping from Samuel Harvey, who came out to cut the angle down. Coombs unable to get much purchase on the shot. Now it's Turks and Caicos the other way. Good defending by Mark Tan to stand his grounds. And Tucker as well. Again, this looks like a different BVI team today. Absolutely played off the park on Saturday. That 26-0 historic defeat in CONCACAF competitions at any level. They've looked more composed, more confident. They're trailing this match, but even in the second half, you can see they've picked up their tempo. Passing has really been much crisper. Felix Percival maybe doesn't agree right now, as he's trying to cajole his team just to give a little more, get maybe a few more calls, a little more help. Still 19 minutes plus stoppages to come here in Alajuela. A chance for at least a couple of more goals as the BVI continue to push. Quick throw in taken by Bajai. This is Penn. Goal kick. Bear in mind, Turks and Caicos had all of the ball in the first half. 75% possession. They didn't turn that into a ton of shots on goal or chances, but they were the ones slowly moving up the pitch, forcing the BVI to defend. Here in the second half, it's almost been the opposite. The British Virgin Islands have been the ones who have been perhaps the aggressor. Again, trailing, of course. That's the nature of this match. They have to be a little more aggressive. Total possession numbers still heavily in favor of Turks and Caicos, 69% for the squad in yellow with the advantage, but it is felt differently in this second half. Here's Coombs again, another good ball out wide. Corey Sebastian. Something for Bajai to chase, and he gets there. Vieira shielding, guarding, and now eventually fouled. Turks and Caicos back in possession once again. Looking perhaps for one more goal or just to salt this one away. Kamalapate trying to connect, taken down and sent just over the crossbar. It's a great opportunity to double the lead here in the 74th minute. Prevost was in a good position that time, made himself big. Kamalapate finding the feet of Basden Darval, the substitute. Just leaned back a bit in the crucial moment. He did take a deflection along the way. Prevost might even got a touch on that. 6th corner of the match taken quickly. This is Charles. Deep cross over the head of everyone. Dane giving chase, but will not get there. We've played nearly 75 minutes here at field number 2 at the Costa Rica Football Federation complex. Quarter of an hour plus stoppages to go in this Group D curtain closer for these two sides. Turks and Caicos still with this 1-goal advantage over the British Virgin Islands. Both sides playing for 3rd place. If this result holds, or even if the British Virgin Islands score one more, it will be Turks and Caicos claiming 3rd, British Virgin Islands 4th here in Group D. The long-range effort will skip kindly for Percival. That was Dane who opened the scoring back in the 4th minute. Goal kick just eluding Quinn Pascoe. Gardner sending it back. Harvey off his line. Good run here for Turks and Caicos. That flag will go up. It looked like Kamalapate had straight offside. I think Garlon Stewart thought for a moment it was a foul. And to his credit, there was none. Just an offside call against the opposition. He did his part, as did his teammates. See the standings there again. Costa Rica and Puerto Rico both on 6 points. Both coming off convincing wins over these two sides to open the competition. The British Virgin Islands and Turks and Caicos head-to-head, evenly matched here in this final match in Group D. Xavier Basden Darval, who came on for Alan St. Pierre in this second half, fouled here by Kenroy William. An injured British Virgin Islands player, forcing play to stop for a moment. As Richard Arthur holding his right side. He's done a lot of running without reward today, Richard Arthur, on that right wing. Theo Coombs just making sure that Melvin Daniel Matamoros is keeping an eye on the clock. 3 matches in the space of 6 days for these 2 island nations. It's a lot of wear and tear on the legs and the bodies, and as you see, both sides perhaps getting set to make changes. Certainly the BVI will. It is Devin Daly the first who will come on. Looks like he's going to replace the goal scorer, Akori Sebastian. Daly, who came on as a sub for the British Virgin Islands against Puerto Rico and started the match against Costa Rica. Dre Prince, who's been warming up for a while now, will also check in. And those 2 will go right up top. It's a front 3 now for the British Virgin Islands as they chase this game. Time beginning to run short on the comeback bid. Turks and Caicos have yet to consolidate their lead. Still just the 1-goal advantage. Bajai called for the foul again. Good header by Coombs. It'll bounce around and come to Pasco. Poked away expertly in midfield, but only as far as Tucker. Dane. And now Preble. That was Tan back there. Preble once again. Got a green shirts around him. Turks and Caicos at this point not in a rush to commit numbers forward with this 2-1 advantage, but they do lose out this time. Coombs, another interception. Bajai, a little step over, trying to create space. Montelis doing the defensive work as he's done all day. Basden Darval having a run. Options in front of him. He'll find Preble. Numbers not exactly flooding forward for Turks and Caicos. It's a measured attack right now from the team in the lead. Charles' ball forward off the legs of Tan and out for a 7th Turks and Caicos corner. Confirmation there that it was Richard Arthur who was subbed off. He was down on the far touchline when Dre Prince came on for him. '82nd minute, corner on the way for Turks and Caicos. Bouncing in a dangerous area. Ping-ponged in for a bit, still not clear. Turks and Caicos threatening, and eventually Coombs able to send it back to the halfway stripe. Nervy moments for the BVI on that set piece. Foul against the British Virgin Islands as Montelis hits the deck again. That was Prince, fresh in the contest. The BVI pressing and almost winning it back. Daly and Prince, the 2 starting forwards for BVI against Costa Rica on Saturday. Creating a little bit of havoc and winning this throw. Bajai up to Coombs. Theo Coombs still trying to shift it onto his right foot. Tripped up, and this will be a penalty. Melvin Daniel Matamoros points to the spot. Theo Coombs, the captain. Great individual efforts to put that Turks and Caicos backline on skates. Eventually, someone stuck a leg out, and there it was. Lucas Vieira tripping up the captain. And it will be here in the 82nd minute, actually 84th minute now, excuse me. Samuel Harvey facing off against his fellow captain. 2-1 the score. Theo Coombs winning the penalty, stepping up to the spot, a chance to tie for the British Virgin Islands late in this contest. Coombs for the BVI, yes! Theo Coombs, all tied up at 2 apiece. A perfect penalty into the top corner. The captain able to draw the call on the foul from Vieira, definite contact. He puts all the responsibility on his shoulders, and Coombs, an unstoppable side-footed penalty effort into the upper 90. Harvey guessed the right way. Nobody was stopping that. For the second time in this match, the British Virgin Islands have come back from a goal down to equalize. Theo Coombs from the penalty spot. And now Turks and Caicos have it all to do all over again. What drama here in Alajuela. Both of these sides coming to play today after disappointing starts to their tournament. 2 tough results, lopsided defeats. Now going toe-to-toe with each other here at this U17 qualifier in Costa Rica. Neither side backing down. What a penalty by Coombs. Perfect take with all of that pressure, riding on the moments. And now the onus falls back on Turks and Caicos. They have been threatening throughout this match. They've had some good chances in this second half, even though they have given the BVI a little more of the ball. Anything can happen over these final 5 minutes as the British Virgin Islands charge forward again. Bajai that time, a pullback on Gardner. Tireless, Jaheim Bajai. Bit of a scuffed kick that time from Harvey, a rare one for him. The British Virgin Islands trying to make something happen with it. Penn, though, slowed down. Pasco winning it back for the team in green. Now Tucker. The left back keeping it in play, dancing around Kamalapate. That ball stayed in play. We play on. It was right down the line. Dangerous ball in. The substitute, Prince with the chance. And now Coombs to win it. What a save. Full stretch from Samuel Harvey. Look at this effort from the captain. That ball was arrowing into the corner and Harvey read it well. Samuel Harvey has not had many saves to make in this match. That one certainly could loom large. Third save of the contest for Samuel Harvey, certainly his best. And that keeps this score tied at 2 apiece. The British Virgin Islands, though, pushing for the go-ahead goal, as Vieira has to knock that cross down. Another ball into the box. This one will sail out for a goal kick. It is all happening here in Alajuela right now, here in Group D. Turks and Caicos on the back foot all of a sudden. The British Virgin Islands trying to take their first lead in this tournament. They have trailed twice today. Twice they have fought back. Is there another twist in the plot? Is there another goal to come? The BVI winning that ball in midfield. This is Daly. Bajai. Blocked that time by Kamalapate. Gardner. Actually, that's Bazden Darval on the far side. Winning a throw for Turks and Caicos, who now are just hanging on a bit. They've only made one substitution. A couple of outside subs already made by the BVI. A few more fresh legs out there for the team in green. This is Prevel, though. Gardner out wide. Bazden Darval. Good defending by William. 89th minute here in Alajuela. Can Roy William able to win that throw? Here is Coombs, having a day to remember. Perfectly weighted ball for Bajai. His cross is not going to find Daly. Devin Daly not giving it up, though. Another ball in by Bajai. Chested down by Prince, but too heavy of a touch. Now a foul here. Pasco taking down Dane. His goal back in the 4th minute. Jordan Dane could have been a portends for disaster for the BVI. Another early concession. The team in green, though, have really shown their mettle today, despite a good effort by Turks and Caicos. These two going back and forth, toe-to-toe. 45 seconds and then a stoppage time still to come to decide this one, the final match for these two in Group D here in this Concacaf U17 men's qualifier. Ball won by Tan, now Coombs. A foul here as Bajai gets taken down. He's been the one doing much of the fouling, but he took a shot up in the throat area. Another yellow card issued, and if this is Montelis, that is his 2nd yellow, and he is off. The forearm shiver from Jaden Montelis here in the 90th minute. His 2nd yellow means that Turks and Caicos will be down a man for these 5 minutes of stoppages. Well, now a golden opportunity for the British Virgin Islands. Some 6 minutes ago, they were down 2-1, and in desperation mode, now it's level, and they have the man advantage. This ball from Tan hung in the air, Harvey there to claim it. You can tell Harvey's been through a lot today. That jersey ripping moments ago on a collision down at the byline. It's a good look for Samuel Harvey. You love the deep V. There's a foul in midfields. Now, bear in mind that Turks and Caicos have posed the threat coming forward throughout. Just because they're down a man does not mean they cannot find something, some kind of joy in the attacking third. You would say the onus very much now on the British Virgin Islands to try and win this match. 1 minute of stoppage is gone. Turks and Caicos in possession with Basden Darval. Gardner. Charles. Away by this BVI backline. Penn. That's a lovely weighted ball to Dre Prince, who's now one-on-one with Vieira. Prince maintaining possession, trying to cut back on his right. And now bundled over, and he draws the foul. Jefferson Charles a little too aggressive. Prince really had no place to go. He was all too happy to get collided into. This is an opportunity here. Halfway through, 2nd half stoppage time. Turks and Caicos, who led twice in this contest, hanging on now, down a man. Jaden Montelis picking up his 2nd yellow 2 minutes ago. A free kick from a dangerous area on the way. And it will be Miles Penn to send this in for the BVI. Penn's ball needed a touch. Pasco got one, but it will go clear. Flag was up in any case. Quinn Pasco almost able to direct that. Not a bad look that time from the British Virgin Islands. Still it remains 2-2. Combs again, the captain. Early cross. Prince and Daly unable to get on the end of that. Harvey's long goal kick might put the BVI under pressure. Charles coming all the way up from defense, avoiding the challenge from Tucker and keeping that in play. Almost a scorpion attempt that time from Kamalapate. This will bounce high. Basden Darval can't get there ahead of Coombs. Now Bajai looking for runners. That struck an arm. Or did it? Maybe just the chest that time of one of the Turks and Caicos midfielders. This game on a knife edge. with a little over 90 seconds to go in the 5 minutes of stoppages in this second half. Turks and Caicos, British Virgin Islands. If this result holds, Turks and Caicos would finish third in the group. Squarely on goal difference, both sides would take a point apiece. Both of these teams, though, desperate for a winner. Trying to end their time here in Costa Rica at the Concacaf Men's U17 qualifiers on a high note. Both will have much to be proud of when the final whistle blows. Both will have great memories to take back home. Is there one more goal in this, however? 45 seconds left now. A throw for Turks and Caicos in the attacking third. Vazdan Darval skipping past Pasco and now fouled. Turks and Caicos with a golden opportunity of their own from a set piece deep into stoppage time. Kenroy William taking out the man. Turks and Caicos sending numbers forward. Juwan Exelis, his corner back in the 4th minute led to their opening tally. What can he conjure here? Lofted ball, and there is Kerjani Prevost, a safe pair of hands for the British Virgin Islands. And there is the full-time whistle. Nothing to separate the British Virgin Islands and Turks and Caicos on this final day here in Group D. Twice Turks and Caicos went ahead. Twice the British Virgin Islands pulled the goal back. In the end, there was no winner. Frustration on both sides. I think each really wanted to come out with victory here today, but certainly no reason to hang anyone's heads. Another fantastic football match here at these U17 qualifiers. Two teams that would have been so disappointed, so frustrated about how their first two matches would have gone. Both come out, they both score, they both had a couple of great chances to win this match late. Both goalkeepers, actually all three really if you include Akeem Patty as well, all had strong outings today. Certainly a good way to finish, even if it doesn't feel like that for some of these young men. I wish they could have gotten all 3 points. But for the BVI and for Turks and Caicos, each will head back home with their heads held high, and this 2-2 result, a point apiece, the final result. You see how much these young men put into this. Just the effort, the dedication. They have run their socks off here for 90 minutes, their 3rd match in 6 days. Honors even here in Alajuela on the final match of Group D for these two sides. The Group D decider coming up in a little over an hour from now. I should say a little over 2 hours from now. Costa Rica taking on Puerto Rico. Stay tuned though, we'll have full-time highlights and stats before all is said and done here from Field 2 at the Costa Rican Football Federation Complex. Once again, our final score though, it is the British Virgin Islands 2 and Turks and Caicos 2. Stay tuned. Fantastic drama.